Support Moof University and the production of more video tutorials by making a financial contribution or by getting yourself one of these t-shirts. Details under the Support Moof section of moofuniversity.com. The link will be in the description below. Thank you and enjoy.
So the third matter law that we'll be talking about is the law of multiple proportions. So who stated this law? It was John Dalton, who actually comes up quite a bit in chemistry, so keep him in mind. What does his law say? Law says that elements can combine in different ways to form different chemical compounds whose mass ratios are simple whole number multiples of each other. That's complicated. What does that mean? Again, we're going to check out the examples, but there are some key words I want you to keep in mind. Okay, so well, actually, maybe not key words, but key parts. So the first part is that elements can combine in different ways to form different compounds. Okay, different ways, different chemical compounds. So let's look at that first. We'll get to the whole mass ratios part later. So if you have carbon and oxygen, two different elements, they can combine in more than just one way. They can make carbon monoxide, which is just CO, or they can make carbon dioxide, which is CO2, right? Same two elements, different compounds, right, depending on the way they combine. Hydrogen and oxygen can combine, of course, we've seen to give us water, right? But they can also combine to give us H2O2, which is hydrogen peroxide, right, which is different than H2O. And nitrogen and oxygen can combine to give us NO or NO2, which is, so we have nitrogen monoxide and nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so we've got different elements, right? Elements combining in different ways to form different chemical compounds. Carbon monoxide is different than carbon dioxide. Water is different than hydrogen peroxide. Nitrogen monoxide is different than nitrogen dioxide. So that's the first part of this. Now, whose mass ratios are simple whole number multiples of each other. What the heck does that mean? Well, let's do the example with this one here. Let's use this as an example. So let's look at water first. So H2O. H2O has 2 grams of hydrogen per 16 grams of oxygen. Okay, so we've got a mass ratio for hydrogen to oxygen being 2 to 16. Okay, so we think about that. I'm going to make that a little bit neater. So we've got a mass ratio, a hydrogen to oxygen mass ratio of 2 to 16, which we can simplify to 1 to 8, right? So this is the hydrogen to oxygen mass ratio in water, right? H2O. Okay. Now H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, has 2 grams of hydrogen per 32 grams of oxygen. So there we have a mass ratio of 2 to 32, which is simplified to 1 over 16, which means that we have an H2O mass ratio, or hydrogen to oxygen mass ratio, so this has to be less confusing, in hydrogen peroxide of 1 to 16. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take each of these mass ratios, we're going to take this mass ratio, we're going to take this mass ratio for water and this mass ratio for H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, and we're going to divide them. Okay, so we're going to take, let's see if I can just change this color here. Let's do orange. So if we have water's hydrogen to oxygen mass ratio is, we're going to take that and we're going to divide it by hydrogen peroxide's hydrogen to oxygen mass ratio. So the one for water was 1 over 8, and the one for hydrogen peroxide was 1 over 16. So we have 1/8 divided by 1 over 16, so that's just, if you have two fractions, multiply by the reciprocal, so 1/8 times 16 over 1 is going to give us 2 over 1. So this is our ratio. The idea here is that we have a small, simple, whole number ratio, right? That's the simple idea behind the second half of this statement, right? Whose mass ratios are simple whole number multiples of each other, right? So we have a ratio of 2 to 1. And that's basically the law of multiple proportions. So I would encourage you to try doing the same thing with the examples here with CNO and NNO. Hope that video was helpful. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to hit that video with a like if you found it helpful or enjoyed it, and be sure to share it with anyone else who you think might find it helpful. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, follow Moof University on the different social media links, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, links in the description below. Thanks, and happy studying.